clan of rabbits to wealth. Gather your resources, build buildings and collect the golden carrots. Not just that, you can now link your areas through the sky. Do you want to learn how to play Bunny Kingdom with In the Sky expansion?
In this video, we're going to take you through the full rules of this expansion. And if you're not familiar with the base game, we do have a how to play video for that, which we'll put a link in the description below. Coming up. Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Ipul University, we bring you a variety of quality board game videos.
So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and do hit the bell to be notified of when we post new videos.
Now let's get to the rules of Bunny Kingdom in the Sky expansion, game by Richard Garfield, published by ELA.
Bunny Kingdom in the Sky is an expansion to Richard Garfield's Bunny Kingdom. It is played using this In the Sky board, which is set up next to the main board. This is not a modular expansion. All of the bits of additional rules that I'm about to go through in this video should be used if you're going to use the In the Sky expansion. This expansion can be played at any player count, but if you're going to use the new 5th player, you must use this expansion. I'm going to assume that you're familiar with the rules of Bunny Kingdom, and I'll go through the changes associated with the Sky board phase by phase. To set up for the expansion, place the expansion board next to the main board and shuffle all of the new cards which come with the expansion into the main card deck. You'll still be playing from a single deck in this game. A lot of buildings are placed onto this board as part of setup. You'll have 2 level 1 cities, a level 2 city and a level 3 city. The 12 Wondrous Farm tokens, that's these ones that show a shield with a pale purple background. And 2 of the Rainbow tokens, 1 white border and 1 yellow border. You should have 6 buildings left over from the expansion, 2 luxury goods, 2 matching rainbows and 2 chimneys, and those are put off to the side ready for the game. Follow the rest of the steps of main game setup and you're ready to play. In the card drafting phase of the game, the number of cards drafted changes between the base game and the expansion. In the 2 and 4 player games, you will now draft 12 cards per round instead of 10, still drafting them 2 at a time. In the 3 player game, you'll now draft 15 cards per round instead of 12, and you'll now draft them 3 at a time instead of 2. And in the new 5 player mode, you'll draft 10 cards 2 at a time. The game will still be played over 4 total rounds. The In the Sky expansion introduces several new types of card and building, and so we'll go through these now. Many cards will look like this, showing a number of clouds and a number in the top left corner, and this is the coordinate system for the Sky board. You will see that each row of the board is labelled by a number of clouds. So this card here shows coordinates of 3 clouds 5, and this refers to the row of 3 clouds and the 5th square along. So this would allow the player to place a bunny here. As in the base game, when you place a bunny onto a space which has a setup building in it, you will see an icon on the card showing you what that building is. In this case, it's one of the Wondrous Farms. The Wondrous Farms each produce a specific and unique type of goods. And each of these types of goods counts towards the wealth of any fiefs in the sky. So, for example, if these bunnies were here, this 3 bunny fief would have a wealth of 3 with 3 different Wondrous Farms. You will notice that there are some territories in the sky which still produce the basic resources. The rainbow counts as both a territory card and a building card. When playing the rainbow card, first place a bunny in the corresponding territory, which will be one of the rainbows in the sky. Then take the matching coloured rainbow onto the card ready to use in the building phase. Then, during the building phase, the player may build the other half of the rainbow into any territory it controls on the New World board. Matching halves of the same rainbow are considered adjacent, just like a sky tower. And so the rainbow is a way to join a ground fief to a sky fief and make it into one big fief. The primary difference between a rainbow and a sky tower is that the ground end of the rainbow can be moved to another eligible location during each subsequent construction phase in the game. This gives you a little bit of added flexibility to optimize your fiefs as the game goes on. The chimney is a new building which may only be built into a sky territory, and you will only gain benefit from it if you build it into a territory which has a basic resource. In other words, one of these 6 territories showing fish, carrot, or woods. From this point forth, all of your fiefs on the New World board have access to that same basic resource. So in this case, all New World fiefs would have carrots. As shown on this image, you can think of it as being your sky-dwelling bunny, tipping down a whole lot of basic resources through the chimney to all of your New World fiefs. The final new type of building is the Carrotadel, which is a special 5 strength type of city. The restriction with this is that its strength cannot be combined with the strength of any other cities. So this right here is a fief of strength 1. Adding the Carrotadel to this fief makes it a fief of strength 5, because the 5 from this Carrotadel are treated alone and are not added to this one. Adding bunnies here still leaves the strength of the fief at a total of 5. And even adding another Carrotadel to the same fief would leave the total strength of that fief at 5. The only exception is that if the strength of a fief without considering the Carrotadels exceeds 5, then you can use that strength instead. Here, there is a total of 6 strength in non-Carrotadel cities, and so you could treat the strength of this fief as 6. After the building phase is over, you'll proceed to the scoring phase, and this works the same way in the Sky expansion as it does in the base game. When counting the wealth of a fief in the sky, you will count each of the Wondrous Farms separately, as well as any basic resources it's connected to, and any luxury resources that it might be connected to via a rainbow or sky tower on the New World. There is one more new way of scoring which is introduced to the game of Bunny Kingdom through this expansion, and that is the concept of trade using these coins. Through the game, you'll be trying to collect as many coins as you can, and at the end of the game, and only the end of the game, you will score those coins based on how many unique goods you produce. So let's first look at how you gain coins. The simplest way to gain coins is by using the Tax Collector action card, which comes with the expansion. There are 2 of these cards, and by playing it you will gain 2 coins. The other is to create districts, and a district is a fief containing 2 or more territories. Each time you create a district, you will gain a coin, but you get nothing for expanding your districts. So let's look at some examples. Placing this bunny would create a 1 territory fief. Placing this bunny expands it to a 2 territory fief, and therefore turns it into a district. Therefore, upon placing this bunny, the player gains 1 coin. Placing this bunny turns that 2 territory fief into a 3 territory fief. It is still a district, and so because it didn't become a district on this placement, the player does not gain a coin. Placing each of these bunnies produces a 1 territory fief each. Connecting them like so turns it into 1 new district of 3, and therefore, because a new district was created, the player gains a coin. Joining these together does not produce a new district. It turns 2 districts into 1, and therefore the player does not gain a coin. In a similar vein, even though this is not a district and this is, by connecting them together like so, it is considered to be extending this district, and therefore the player does not gain a coin. There are certain special cases involving buildings. Connecting these 2 fiefs by means of a sky tower, or a rainbow if you're using the new expansion part, does turn this into a 2 territory fief, and is therefore a district which is worth a coin. Similarly, it is possible to create a new district by means of a camp. and doing this would be worth a coin. The only blanket restriction is that while you can create a district by using a rainbow, you cannot create a district and get the benefit when you move a rainbow. The coins that a player collects during the game are converted into victory points in a once-off end-of-game scoring. The player counts up the number of coins that he or she has collected and counts up the number of unique resources that he or she produces. That is, anything that comes from a wondrous farm in the sky and from one of the unique farms or luxury farms on Earth. Put another way, that's any resources inside a black or a purple shield, but not the ones inside the white shields. So from what you can see here, the red player produces 4 of these unique resources. Multiply these two numbers together. In this case, 6 times 4 for 24 points. And this is added to the player's final score. What this does is influences the way that you may be building up your fiefs. In other words, rather than starting from a single blob and building outwards, because that's not going to produce many districts, you may want to start in a lot of small little districts and then gradually join them together, as that's going to give you a lot more coins and potentially give you a lot more points through this final trade scoring. Finally, when evaluating your parchment cards, check page 7 of the rulebook, as a few of the base game parchments interact a little bit differently with the Sky board, and so you can find all the details there. And that's how to play Bunny Kingdom in the Sky expansion. We hope you enjoyed the video and we hope you enjoy playing.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by hitting the like button. Write your questions or feedback in the comment sections below. You can also join our Facebook group, Maple University Community, to share your love for board games.
And finally, if you'd like to be among the first notified of what's new from us, please consider subscribing to our channel. You can click on the meeple up in the corner to do so, and do hit the bell to be notified of our new videos.
Until next time.